What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and today I have a replay playing my mod control deck. I just uploaded this video or recorded it, and something happened where it stopped or some shit. So I don't know what's going on with this shit, but we're gonna check the replay out again, I guess. Let's see if it'll work this time. Hope it does. I don't know what's going on with OBS. It's just not working. I guess it's working now, so whatever. Alright, so we'll do it again, I guess. So I throw paper, he throws scissors. So I'm on the mod control and he is on Gearfried Warriors. So let's see what happens. He opens DD Designator, Smoke Grenade, Rhoda, Blade Knight, Pot of Greed, and Exiled Force. So pretty nice opening here. He's going to Rhoda into the Gearfried. He fires the Pot of Greed into Mirror Force and Gearfried. And he's going to summon the Gearfried, and he's going to get my Jar of Greed. Then he's going to DD Designator me and get my Solemn Judgment. So it's like, alright, must be nice. And he sets the Mirror Force and just passes. I now have Night Assailant, Wing Blast, Knock, and Mask of Darkness. So pretty dead here. Nothing I could really do. I set the Wing Blast and set the Mask of Darkness and just pass. He runs out Exiled Force and gets my shit. Pops my Mask of Darkness. I have to just Wing Blast this to put it back on top. And I get my Mask of Darkness back. And then he just DD Designators me and calls it. I draw into Faith. There's nothing I can do. He summons the Gearfried again. Hits me for 1800. And passes. I draw into a Sinister, so I set the Sinister and the Knock and pass. He draws into Rhoda. He just knows that I have Sinister here somehow, so he Rhodas into DD Warrior Lady. Summons it. And banishes my Sinister. Hits me for 18 again. This game is all but over with. I draw into Thunder Dragon, which is dead as can be right now. Because I can't find a Chaos Monster. If I would have found a Chaos Monster, I might have had a chance to come back here. Should have probably set the Faith there, but I didn't. Doesn't really matter. He runs out another Gearfried. Hits me for 3600. And I draw in a duo, and that is the game. Game 1, real quick. Easy cleanup. He got me. So, this game 2, I board in triple Sakus, double Zambara, a Kaiku, and I think that's it. So, I take out the Nox, and I take out, I think a Wing Blast, a Jar of Greed, and maybe a Mask of Darkness or something. So, let's see what happens game 2 here. Game 1, he blew me out. Game 2, I open double Thunder Dragon, which is very nice. Nox, Deco, Night Assailant, Book of Moon, and Graceful Charity. He's got Saku, Mirror Force, Knock, Faith, and the Smoke Grenade of the Thief. So I instantly just discard the Thunder Dragon to grab the last one on the deck. I fire the Graceful into Jar, MST, and Kaiku. And I discard both. Yeah, okay, it's still going. I discard the Night Assailant and the Deco. And I grab back my Deco. And I set the Deco. And I set MST. Set Book, set Jar, and just pass. I'm like, screw it. You got heavy, you got heavy. Whatever. He draws it to a Rhoda, so this is pretty nice for him. He's going to fire the Rhoda to grab his Gearfried, the Iron Knight, like Joey Wheeler would say. He runs out the Gearfried. I'm like, okay. He tries to smoke screen me, and I instantly activate MST on activation, so before he targets or anything, so it will not go off. He fires the Knock. I'm like, okay, you got me. Knocked my shit. He hits me for 1800. I decided to take it. He sets the Mirror Force and sets the Saku and passes. Okay, I draw into a Breaker, which is kind of nice. Not really, but hey. And then I just fired Jar of Greed. And I draw into a Faith, which is actually pretty nice. So I decide just to set the Faith and just pass. He draws into a Smoke Grenade of the Thief, so this is where he misplays. He should have definitely attacked first and risked it, but risked it. I can't even speak. I can't even say that word at all. What the fuck's going on? I don't know. I can't speak. Anyways, so the reason why he does this first is because this could be Night Assailant, but if it's not Night Assailant, you get big punish by Faith here. So it's not Night Assailant. So he does Smoke Screen first. He gets rid of my Breaker. Breaker will go to the graveyard, not banished. He goes to battle, hits into my Faith. I grab back the Graceful Charity, which is nice. He sets his Faith and just passes. I draw into Solemn Judgment, which is pretty nice. So I fire the Graceful Charity on my Screw. You got Solemn, you got Solemn. You would have Solemn last turn. Would have definitely Solemned it first, so he doesn't have it. I draw into Double Saku and Zombire of the Dark, which is pretty nice. I discard both my Thunder Dragons, and I run out Zombire of the Dark, and I try to go to battle, and I attack into his Gearfried, and he decides to Sakuretsu Armor. So I'm like, okay, you got me, buddy. It's gone. And I just pass. He draws into a Mind Control, which is pretty dead right now. He tries to flip the Faith, and I decide to just Solemn Judgment it. So I'm like, screw it, I don't want you to get that off. And he hits me for 1800. I have to Sakuretsu Armor it, and he just passes. I draw into Sinister, which is pretty not that great right now, but hey, it's okay. I summon Kaiku, try to go to battle, and he Mirror Forces me, so I'm like, alright, and I just pass. He draws to a Rhoda, he fires the Rhoda, and gets the Gearfried the Iron Knight, and he summons the Gearfried, tries to hit me for the 1800, and I Sakuretsu Armor it, and he just passes. I draw into Mask of Darkness, so I like to set the Sinister first as a bluff, and then set the Mask of Darkness. If I wouldn't have done that, if I would have just set the Mask here, I would have probably lost the game. So I set the Sinister, and I just pass. He draws into a Zombire of the Dark, and he fires the Mind Control. I'm like, okay, you got me. It's a Sinister. And he just passes. I draw into Solemn Judgment, which is pretty clutch. So I set the Solemn and set the Mask and just pass. He draws to a Dead Dust Shoot. He runs up the Zombira, tries to attack, and I decide just to Book of Moon it. Because now I can flip this this Mask and get back my Solemn Judgment. I draw into Mirror Force, which is pretty damn nice. So I flip the Mask, and I do grab back my Solemn Judgment. And I just go to battle and swing at his Zombira, and I set the Solemn and set the Mirror Force and just pass. He draws into Book of Moon, which is pretty dead. And then I draw into BLS, which I could drop right now, but I'd rather just wait to try to get some value with it. So I decide to not drop the BLS right now. So I just switch to Sinister, and I get in for 1200. This is actually the first damage I've done to him. So... and I just pass. He draws into a Solemn, which is pretty dead right now. He sets a Solemn and passes. I draw into a Sangan. Pretty nice draw here. I just slap him down. So this increases the clock on him getting his life points to 0, or me getting his life points to 0. So I hit him for 1000. He takes it all here. Takes the 2200. And I just pass. He draws into Exile 4, so he tries to run the Exiled out. And it goes to battle, and I instantly just Mirror Force it, and he Book of Moons it, so I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. He passes, I draw into Snatch Steel, and now I have double Solemn Judgment, so I'm like, it's time. Drop the BLS, and he just scoops, because he knows I have at least one Solemn, and he doesn't have anything on the other one. So... Game 3, I do not board nothing. I just leave it the way it was. So let's see what happens. He opens Exiled, Zombira, Smoke Grenade of the Thief, DD Designator, Dust Tornado, and Sakuretsu Armor. I open Duo, Saku, MST, Tsukiyomi, and Diko. So he runs out the Zombira and sets the Dust and the Saku and passes. I draw into a Faith, which is pretty nice. So I instantly just fire this Duo. And I do not pick the right card. Wish I would pick the Exiled. But it's fine. So, boom, he hits them. I get rid of his DD Designator and his Smoke Grenade of the Thief. And then I decide to set MST, set Saku, and I set Faith. Because I don't want to set the Deco, because Darks are a little bit harder to get, it seems like. Lights, I can top deck a Thunder Dragon. So if he doesn't have a knock, it's like not that big of a deal. So he decides to in-phase Dust Tornado and hit my Saku, which I'm actually glad he did that versus the MST because I have a clean out to the Tsukiyomi here. I mean, to the Zumbire with Tsukiyomi. So he draws into a Rhoda. He runs out exiled. He exiles my Faith and passes. I draw into Tribe, which is pretty nice. So now I just instantly MST his back row, and I run out the Tsukiyomi, and I clear. So now I have 3 cards. He has 1, going to 2, and I'm going to 4 for turn. So really up an advantage here, and I just pass. He draws in the Solemn Judgment. So he fires the Rhoda, and he gets himself a Gearfried the Iron Knight. And he runs it out, hits me for 1800. I say, okay, that's fine. He sets Solemn Judgment and passes. I draw into Chaos Sork. So the play that I could do is summon Tribe here, but it would have got punished by Solemn. So I decide just to risk it for the biscuit, and I just set Deco, and I just pass. He draws into Dust Shoot, which is pretty nice for him, but it's not going to matter because watch what I'm going to draw. He attacks into my Deco, and I draw into BLS. So it's like, you're only going to be able to get 1 here. You're going to be able to get 2. You can't get them all, though. And then I draw into Mirror Force, which is really nice. And he Dust Shoots me for the BLS. I just decide to banish a Dark, banish a Light, and I drop the Sork, which is going to get Solemn Judgmented. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I had 3 clean answers to this. So the last one is Tribe. I run out the Tribe, discard the Tsukiyomi. Maybe I should have run out Tribe first, but it really wouldn't have mattered because I know, he had Solemn, so he knew I had it. So it's like, fuck it. Hit him for the 1600, and I set the Mirror Force, and I just pass. He draws into a Faith, which is a pretty nice draw for him right now because he could get his Rhoda, but I have Mirror Force, so it's like, what's that going to do? Not a damn thing. I draw into Mask of Darkness, which is a pretty nice draw here. I can grab back my Saku or my Mirror Force. If so be it, I just go to battle, hit him. He's going to grab his Rhoda back. Obviously, it's his only target he can get, or DD Designator, which would not be that smart. I set the Mask of Darkness, and I just pass. I set the Mod. He draws into Book of Moon. He fires Rhoda here. He grabs Blade Knight. You see, I would have grabbed DD Warrior Lady because I knew that you have Mirror Force. So I could have literally just summoned DD Warrior Lady, or even set it at this point. Or even summon it, attack. I'm going to use Mirror Force, obviously, most of the time. Maybe I wouldn't have, but he grabs Blade Knight, and it's just like, it's just completely over with. Because he tries to go to battle, and he thinks that I'm not going to Mirror Force. When you know I had it with, you Dust Shooted me, so you knew I had it. And that is the game, people. And the next card I had was Graceful Charity, so let's go. I would have drew Thunder Dragon, Solemn, and Saku. So I would have had another Solemn for anything he did. Plus, I would have got a freaking Saku back or whatever, a Mirror Force. But that is the replay, everybody. Hopefully this one will work. Hit the like, hit the sub. Have a good day or night. Peace out. Bye.